Why are so many individuals following all the correct steps for their kidney health, yet still witnessing their creatinine levels rise like a slow-moving time bomb? They've sworn off red meat as if it's their sworn enemy. They've reduced their salt intake until their meals taste bland and lifeless. Some have even given up their cherished morning coffee, sacrificing one of the few simple joys in their daily routines. But when their lab results arrive, month after month, they reveal the same heartbreaking pattern. Creatinine inching upward, GFR steadily declining. So, what's actually going wrong? What's the missing puzzle piece that keeps slipping past all their well-intentioned efforts? Here's the truth that most physicians never share with you. A single quiet error is undoing every other correct step you're taking. And it's not happening during lunch or dinner when you're being extremely cautious. It's taking place first thing in the morning through what you eat the moment you wake up. Your morning meal isn't just energy to kickstart your day, it's the very first signal your body receives each morning. And if that signal triggers inflammation, accelerates internal waste production, or pushes your kidneys into high gear before 8 a.m., then no amount of careful eating later in the day can reverse that harm. That's the essential element most people overlook. And it's exactly why your lab numbers keep worsening despite your most sincere efforts. But what if I shared with you the story of Harry, a 54-year-old engineer whose creatinine had risen to 2.1 over the course of 2 years, yet managed to bring it down to 1.4 in just 4 months by changing nothing except what he ate for breakfast? What if I told you about Linda, a 65-year-old teacher who was facing early retirement because of declining kidney function and saw her GFR improve from 40 to 52 simply by beginning her mornings in a completely different way? No pricey supplements, no intricate meal blueprints, just 5 specific breakfast combinations that cooperate with your kidneys instead of working against them. Today, we're slicing through the confusion and the noise. No filler, no recycled suggestions you've heard countless times before. Just 5 powerful, scientifically grounded breakfasts based on genuine results that help lower creatinine, safeguard GFR, and offer your kidneys the morning support they've been desperately crying out for. Let me begin with the one that has already helped thousands of people without needing a single supplement or exotic ingredient. Breakfast number 1, the antioxidant smoothie. Let's say it's a busy morning, you don't have time for cooking, or maybe your appetite just isn't there yet. Skipping breakfast entirely would mean giving up one of your easiest opportunities to support kidney healing. That's where the kidney healing smoothie comes in. This isn't your typical fruit smoothie loaded with high potassium ingredients that stress your kidneys. This is a carefully constructed blend that checks all the boxes for kidney support while being cold, refreshing, and ready in under 3 minutes. Maria discovered this smoothie when she was going through a particularly stressful time at work. Her irregular schedule made consistent meal prep nearly impossible, and she found herself either skipping breakfast or grabbing something quick and processed on her way out the door. When Maria's routine lab work showed her creatinine had jumped from 1.3 to 1.7 in just 6 months, she knew her chaotic eating habits were partly to blame. The smoothie became her salvation, something she could prepare quickly every morning that would actually help her kidneys instead of hurting them. After 4 months of starting every day with this smoothie, Maria's creatinine had dropped back down to 1.4 and her energy levels were more stable than they'd been in years. Here's how to build the perfect kidney healing smoothie. Start with unsweetened almond milk as your base. It's naturally low in potassium and phosphorus and much easier on your kidneys than cow's milk or most other plant-based alternatives. Almond milk gives you the creamy texture without the inflammatory triggers or hidden additives that can stress your kidneys. For fruit, use blueberries and red grapes, both antioxidant powerhouses that happen to be low in potassium. Blueberries help reduce the oxidative stress that damages kidney cells, while red grapes contain resveratrol, a compound that research links to lower inflammation and better blood vessel health, both crucial for kidney function. To make this more than just a sweet drink, you need fiber and healthy fats. 1 tablespoon of chia seeds provides both. These tiny seeds absorb liquid and expand, helping you feel satisfied longer while slowing digestion and preventing blood sugar spikes. You can also add a small handful of fresh spinach. Yes, even in kidney-safe diets, spinach in moderate amounts is perfectly fine, especially when blended and balanced with low-potassium ingredients. It adds folate, iron, and magnesium, nutrients that support healthy blood cell production and nerve function, both often compromised when kidneys are under stress. Okay, so here are the mistakes you really need to avoid. No bananas, since they're just too high in potassium. Definitely skip avocados because they're high in both potassium and phosphorus. And absolutely no commercial protein powders. They're usually loaded with synthetic additives and phosphorus that can quietly overload already struggling kidneys. It's also a good idea to steer clear of flavored almond milk or any plant-based blends with ingredient lists that read more like chemistry experiments than food. Just keep it pure and simple. That's really what works best for kidney healing. Now, if you want a little more flavor, you can add a pinch of cinnamon, which actually helps regulate blood sugar, or a squeeze of fresh lemon juice to support urinary health, all without adding sugar or extra stress to your system. The real key to this smoothie's effectiveness is its anti-inflammatory profile combined with gentle hydration. You're basically starting your day with compounds that actively reduce kidney inflammation while also providing the fluid your kidneys need to filter efficiently. Dr. James Rodriguez, a nephrologist specializing in nutritional kidney therapy, explains it like this. The morning is when your kidneys are working hardest to clear toxins that have accumulated overnight. Starting the day with anti-inflammatory hydrating foods gives them exactly what they need to function optimally. Breakfast number 2, the veggie egg white scramble. We've covered the sweet creamy option, but what if you prefer something warm, savory, and ready in under 10 minutes? What if you're someone who needs substantial protein in the morning, but doesn't want to trigger the phosphorus overload that most breakfast proteins bring? Enter the veggie egg white scramble. A go-to for anyone who wants solid nutrition without giving their kidneys extra work to do. Let me tell you about David, a 51-year-old construction foreman whose physically demanding job required a protein-rich breakfast to fuel his day. When his doctor told him his rising creatinine levels meant he needed to cut back on protein, David panicked. How could he maintain his strength and energy while protecting his kidneys? The egg white scramble became David's solution. Within 6 weeks of switching from his usual bacon and cheese omelet to this kidney-friendly version, David's energy levels were higher than ever, and his 3-month lab showed his creatinine stabilizing for the first time in over a year. Here's why this breakfast works so brilliantly for kidney protection. Egg whites are one of the cleanest, highest quality protein sources available. Unlike whole eggs, they deliver all the essential amino acids your body needs for muscle maintenance and repair, but without the phosphorus, cholesterol, or saturated fat that stressed kidneys struggle to process. When your kidneys are working overtime, every gram of unnecessary phosphorus they have to filter adds to their burden. Egg whites give you 26 grams of pure protein with virtually no phosphorus. That's a huge win for kidney health. Now, let's build the perfect kidney-supporting scramble. Start with onions and red bell peppers as your vegetable base. Both are naturally low in potassium and packed with antioxidants like quercetin and vitamin C. These compounds help lower systemic inflammation throughout your body, including the chronic inflammation that slowly destroys kidney function. Onions also contain sulfur compounds that support your body's natural detoxification pathways, giving your liver extra help in processing toxins, so your kidneys don't have to work as hard. Sauté these vegetables in 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, not butter, not margarine, not cooking spray. Olive oil provides healthy monounsaturated fats that actually protect your kidneys. Extra virgin olive oil contains powerful polyphenols that protect blood vessels, reduce oxidative stress, and support better kidney filtration. Add 3 to 4 egg whites to your sautéed vegetables. Keep the cooking gentle. You want them to firm up without becoming rubbery. For seasoning, use a dash of turmeric or a sprinkle of garlic powder. Both add incredible flavor while providing anti-inflammatory benefits, and neither contains the hidden sodium or phosphorus additives found in most seasoning blends. Here's a critical mistake that sabotages this breakfast: adding even 1 whole egg to make it richer. Don't do it. Even a single egg yolk introduces over 85 milligrams of phosphorus, plus saturated fat that your kidneys simply don't need. The whole point is clean protein that your body can use without generating excess metabolic waste. Pair your scramble with a side of lightly steamed cabbage or fresh cucumber slices, and you've got a complete kidney-conscious plate that fills you up without weighing you down. What makes this breakfast particularly powerful isn't just the low phosphorus content, it's the balance. You're getting hydration from the vegetables, high quality protein from the egg whites, and anti-inflammatory compounds from the olive oil and herbs. It's quick, completely customizable, and ideal for busy mornings. This breakfast also works beautifully for meal preparation. Make a large batch of sautéed vegetables on Sunday, store them in the refrigerator, and simply add fresh egg whites each morning. From start to finish, it takes less than 10 minutes. Linda, the teacher I mentioned in the introduction, made this her go-to breakfast when she needed something quick before school. She said, "I used to grab a granola bar or a muffin." And then she shared, "But this scramble kept me satisfied until lunch, and I never had those mid-morning energy crashes anymore." When my GFR improved from 45 to 60, I finally understood that breakfast really is the most important meal, especially for your kidneys. Breakfast number 3, the ancient grains bowl. You know, not everyone wants a smoothie or a scramble in the morning. Some people really crave texture, warmth, and variety. A proper breakfast that satisfies without hurting their kidneys. That's exactly where the buckwheat and bulgur bowl comes in. This meal is just perfect for people who want something substantial and warming while still keeping creatinine in check and supporting steady GFR improvement. Plus, it's honestly just as meal prep friendly as overnight oats. Let me tell you about Robert, a 59-year-old retired police officer who was having a tough time transitioning from his active career to a more sedentary lifestyle. His kidney function had been slowly declining, and his doctor actually attributed it partly to years of stress and not so great eating habits from his demanding job. Robert needed a breakfast that would satisfy his appetite without overloading his compromised kidneys. The ancient grains bowl became his go-to solution, providing that hearty, stick-to-your-ribs satisfaction he craved while actually supporting his kidney health. After about 6 months of eating this bowl 5 mornings a week, Robert's creatinine improved from 1.9 to 1.6, and his energy levels really rebounded. So here's why this bowl works so well for kidney support. First off, buckwheat, despite the name, isn't wheat at all. It's actually a seed. What makes it really special for kidney health is its unique combination of high-quality fiber, plant protein, and very low phosphorus content. That's actually pretty rare in grains, and it makes buckwheat particularly valuable for folks watching their kidney numbers. Buckwheat also digests slowly, which helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce insulin spikes, and ease your kidneys' filtering burden overall. The steady energy release means you avoid those blood sugar crashes that can stress your whole system. Now, bulgur is a bit different. It's cracked wheat that's been pre-cooked, dried, and ground. It's softer than buckwheat, cooks faster, and has this really pleasant nutty flavor. Like buckwheat, it's low in phosphorus, moderate in potassium, and full of complex carbohydrates that provide clean energy without overloading your system. Both grains offer slow digestion and high satiety, which means fewer cravings, more balanced energy, and no post-breakfast crashes that send you reaching for processed snacks later in the day. To build your bowl, you'll want to cook equal parts buckwheat and bulgur together. About a quarter cup of each is just right for one person. Then add some chopped apples or maybe just a small amount of unsweetened dried cranberries. These not only bring natural sweetness, but they also add a boost of nutrients. Apples, by the way, are one of the safest fruits for people keeping an eye on kidney health. They're low in potassium, high in beneficial pectin, and honestly, they're excellent for supporting healthy digestion. Now, cranberries bring antioxidants to the table and offer urinary tract support, which is especially useful for folks dealing with recurring inflammation or minor infections. To finish it off, just pour in a splash of unsweetened almond milk. This makes the whole thing creamy, almost like a porridge. You can serve it warm for a comforting start to chilly mornings, or let it cool down if you want something refreshing in warmer weather. Here's where a lot of people go wrong. They assume all whole grains are kidney friendly, but that's not always true. Brown rice, quinoa, and those popular multigrain blends are actually higher in phosphorus and potassium than most people realize. If your kidneys are already struggling, these so-called healthy grains can quietly add to their burden. Buckwheat and bulgur, on the other hand, have superior nutrient profiles for kidney health. They give you all the benefits of whole grains, fiber, minerals, plant protein without the filter clogging overload. For a little extra flavor that won't stress your kidneys, go ahead and sprinkle in some cinnamon or nutmeg. Both are anti-inflammatory and totally safe. It's best to avoid maple syrup, honey, or agave, even in small amounts. They really spike blood sugar and can undo the metabolic stability this bowl provides. If you're in the mood for something savory, just swap out the fruit for sautéed red cabbage or cauliflower. Add a drizzle of olive oil, some fresh chopped parsley, and a pinch of garlic powder. Suddenly, you've got a Mediterranean-inspired bowl that works for breakfast or lunch. The real beauty of this breakfast is its reliability and flexibility. If you're tired of overthinking every meal, always wondering what's safe and what isn't, this bowl takes away the guesswork. It's stable, repeatable, and still totally customizable to your taste preferences. Breakfast number 4, the Steel-Cut Oats Power Bowl. The ideal place to start fixing kidney trouble isn't inside a laboratory or a pharmacy. It's right there in your kitchen, inside a simple breakfast bowl containing just 4 ingredients: steel-cut oats, blueberries, chia seeds, and unsweetened almond milk. That's it. This single combination has quietly earned its reputation as the top breakfast among kidney health specialists, dietitians, and most importantly, individuals who have actually witnessed their lab numbers improve dramatically. And no, this isn't about following some trendy superfood craze or expensive health fad. This breakfast works because it directly targets the 3 root causes of kidney stress, chronic inflammation, poor digestion, and excessive metabolic waste production. Let me share Huma's story. Huma is a 54-year-old nurse who watched her own kidney function decline while she spent her days caring for dialysis patients. The irony wasn't lost on her. She knew exactly what her future looked like if she couldn't turn things around. Huma's creatinine had climbed from 1.3 to 1.6 over 15 months. Her nephrologist was already discussing medications and preparing her for the possibility of dialysis within 5 years. But Huma decided to try something different first. Every morning for 3 months, Huma ate the exact same breakfast: steel-cut oats with blueberries, chia seeds, and almond milk. No cheating, no replacements, no skipping days. It seemed almost too simple to work, but at her 3-month checkup, something remarkable occurred. Huma's creatinine had dropped to 1.5 and her GFR had improved by 18%. Her nephrologist was astonished. Here's why Huma's breakfast worked so powerfully and why it can work for you as well. First, let's talk about steel-cut oats. Unlike instant oats, which are heavily processed and often packed with added sugars or hidden sodium, steel-cut oats digest slowly and steadily. This provides your body with a consistent stream of energy without the blood sugar roller coaster that puts stress on your kidneys. But even more importantly, steel-cut oats nourish the beneficial bacteria in your gut, the same microbes that help lower the toxic burden your kidneys will have to filter later on. People greatly underestimate the power of the right kind of fiber. It doesn't just keep you regular. It supports what scientists call the gut-kidney axis, a critical communication loop between your digestive system and your kidneys that can either assist or harm your filtration rate. Steel-cut oats are one of the few carbohydrate sources that genuinely help in this regard. They calm your system rather than spiking it, providing steady energy while actually decreasing the amount of waste your kidneys must process. Now let's discuss the fruit. Blueberries. You can swap in strawberries or chopped apples if necessary, but blueberries are the gold standard. They're naturally low in potassium, incredibly rich in antioxidants, and remarkably gentle on kidneys that are already struggling. Their real superpower lies in their ability to reduce oxidative stress, one of the hidden drivers behind declining GFR that most people never hear about. A kidney under oxidative stress doesn't just filter poorly, it actually scars and damages itself further. The anthocyanins in blueberries act like a protective shield, preventing delicate kidney tissue from breaking down and helping existing tissue heal. Next come the chia seeds. Just 1 tablespoon adds plant-based protein, soluble fiber, and omega-3 fatty acids. Most people think chia is merely a trendy health food, but multiple studies have shown it helps reduce inflammatory markers, supports proper hydration, and actually slows down carbohydrate absorption. This means less strain on your kidneys and more stable energy throughout the morning. But here's the critical preparation detail that makes or breaks this breakfast. Everything must be soaked overnight. The oats, the chia seeds, everything needs to soak in unsweetened almond milk for at least 8 hours. Why not regular dairy milk? Because conventional cow's milk is often high in phosphorus and can be hard on kidneys already under pressure. Almond milk provides creaminess and calcium without the inflammatory burden. And soaking overnight does something magical. It breaks down anti-nutrients and improves digestibility, making the entire bowl much easier on your gut and kidneys. It also allows the chia seeds to form their characteristic gel, which slows digestion and provides sustained energy. Here's a common mistake that completely cancels out the benefits: adding sweeteners. Even natural ones like honey or maple syrup can turn this kidney-healing breakfast into a blood sugar nightmare that stresses your kidneys more than it helps them. Instead, use cinnamon or a pinch of crushed cloves for natural sweetness and anti-inflammatory benefits. You'll get incredible flavor without any of the kidney-damaging effects. Harry, the engineer I mentioned earlier, made this exact breakfast his morning ritual. The first week I thought it was boring, he admits, but by the second week I started waking up with more energy. By month 2, my afternoon fatigue was gone. And when my labs came back showing my creatinine had dropped from 2.1 to 1.8, I knew I was onto something powerful. The beauty of this breakfast is its simplicity and consistency. You prepare it the night before, grab it from the fridge in the morning, and your kidneys receive exactly what they need to start the day in healing mode rather than stress mode. You've just discovered 4 breakfasts that don't just fill your stomach. They actively support a kidney system that's been working too hard for too long. Each meal was chosen for a specific reason: to reduce inflammation, ease digestion, lower toxic load, or support stable blood flow. These breakfasts speak the language your kidneys understand: low pressure, clean fuel, steady rhythm. When paired with supportive morning habits, proper hydration, mindful eating, calm focus, they do more than help. They begin to rebuild. Think back to where we started. The frustration of doing everything right, but still seeing creatinine creep upward. The quiet fear that your body is slipping towards something irreversible. That fear stops here because now you're not just reacting to kidney problems, you're preventing them. This isn't about chasing perfect lab numbers or following a restrictive diet that makes eating joyless. It's about sending your kidneys a different message every single morning. You're not in danger, you're being supported. And yes, it starts with breakfast. That one small window where most people unknowingly sabotage their kidney health, but not you, not anymore. Take what works for your lifestyle. Try one breakfast, then try another. Stack it with proper hydration. Pair it with mindful eating. Let the habits grow naturally through clarity, not pressure. Because this isn't just about eating differently. It's about living with the understanding that your choices matter, that your kidneys can heal, and that something as simple as breakfast can be the beginning of getting your health back. Your kidneys have been filtering your blood faithfully every second of every day for your entire life. They've earned your care, your attention, and your commitment to making choices that honor their incredible service. The path forward is clear. The tools are in your hands, and the healing begins with tomorrow morning's first bite. Your kidneys are counting on you.